Hey, what's up, guys? I forgot to tell you what's my name is. Name is Tony Lee, and tonight, well, morning, wherever the fuck you live at, Australia, nighttime, morning time, whatever. We're gonna do the picks for fight night. FIGUEIREDO versus BENAVIDEZ 2. In the previous video, I actually got all three picks right. Santos, Jimmy Rivera, and Calvin Kattar. Only problem, I didn't fucking pick those fucking picks. Let me put them back up because that cost some money right there. I don't want any return this soon. But anyways, hopefully you guys want some money because I didn't. Alright, but nobody cares about what I'm doing right now. Alright, for the first pick, I'm going to do the main events, the last three fights. The first pick, I will do Mark Dallas. I'm just going to call him Mark. I can't pronounce the last name. Mark versus Rafael. In my opinion, Mark will win this fight because of some reasons, right? So I think Mark will win this fight because his wrestling. His wrestling is pretty decent. The key to winning this fight for Mark is using his wrestling because Rafael is a pressure fighter. And so Rafael, when he throws the overhand right, he has to duck under it before the takedown. He's very athletic. He has a good stand-up game too, but I think his wrestling will be key in this fight. The thing with Rafael, he has a way to win this fight if he pressured Mark back. But if you pressure Mark back, Mark is not as good as fighting backwards. And he can't really shoot for a double leg like going forward. So Rafael does have a chance to win, but Mark is more versatile. He's more dynamic with his punches. He's more well-rounded as a fighter. Just because of that, Rafael has good takedown defense, but I don't think it'll be enough. I think Mark will win this fight because of his wrestling. And pretty much, he has better cardio. I mean, he actually fought more UFC caliber fighters. Rafael, he pretty much, this might be his first UFC fight. I could be wrong, but overall, even though Mark, his last two fights, he beat Lyndon Nevada, and he beat another UFC caliber fighter I can't think of right now. But I mean, he beat in the UFC caliber fighters. Even though he lost to some fighters, he lost to Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker right now, he was in a 5-round war against Dustin Poirier. And it was 48-47. It was a very close fight. So he lost to that. He lost to other upcomers too. I think the first loss he lost in the UFC was Doug Close. I can't remember his name, but he was an up-and-coming UFC fighter. After his 3-fight loss streak, he won back-to-back. One was Lyndon Nevada. But overall, Rafael, even though he's a stand-up guy, he's a good pressure fighter. He hadn't fought anybody really UFC caliber yet. He beat somebody who was like maybe 3-5, 6-2, 7-1. Check the fighters he fought, but it's not UFC caliber compared to Mark, to the fighter Mark. So I'm picking Mark for the first pick. The second pick, this is a intriguing matchup. Kelvin Gastelum and Jack Mar. I'm just gonna call his first name. These names I can't pronounce. Kelvin Gastelum versus Jack. The popular opinion is Kelvin Gastelum will win this fight. I'll, however, will have to say Jack. Jack is he's a bigger guy. He's a better wrestler. He's bigger. He got the reach. He got the size. People will say Kelvin Gastelum will win this fight because of the power. He got the nice footwork. But Hermanson, I think he can control the fight because of his wrestling. His wrestling will be the big key to this fight. Kelvin Gastelum, he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under 10th plan by Eddie Bravo, which is no joke. But, I mean, he does struggle against some wrestlers. Like Souza, he won a split decision. But that first round, he did good takedown defense. But Souza was able to, he able to get the takedown over the overhand right. No, actually overhand, he's a southpaw from Kelvin Gastelum. Overhand left. I think it was overhand left. He ducked down the overhand left or right and get that takedown. Although he did a good job of getting back up, I mean, he does struggle against like some wrestlers. He got an arm triangle choke by Chris Weidman. That was like 2-3 years ago. And if you look at his overall record per se, his wins aren't too impressive. He beat Michael Bisping after he was battered by GSP. That was Michael Bisping's last fight. In the fight afterwards, he beat Jacare, but that was a very close fight in a split decision. But although he did got that nice 5-round war, he lost Israel Adesanya. There until, in my opinion, that was a close fight too, but he just couldn't find the range. And Jack is a very rangy fighter. I think he will keep it at bay. He does have a chance with that because Jack, his chin is a little susceptible. His last fight he did lost to Jared Cannonier. But overall, I think Jack with the wrestling, if you just keep it at range, just make sure like he don't fall into the counter shots by Calvin Gastelum, I think he'll win this fight for sure. And the last fight I will pick is Figueiredo versus Joseph Benavidez. It's very simple. Power. Joseph Benavidez, he was actually pressuring Figueiredo to the cage in the first 2 minutes. He was killing him. Not killing him, but he was picking him a little bit with some shots. But he was walking through them. And all of a sudden, like after 2 minutes the first round, he was walking through them. I mean he's a very hard fighter to beat, Figueiredo, because of his weight. Just because he's a very big 125 pounder, and he was actually doing better in the scrambles at the ground game against Joseph Benavidez on the first 2 minutes of the fight as well. So even though Joseph Benavidez had some good shots against him, it didn't really affect him too much because he just kept going backwards after the first 2 minutes of the fight. And even though a lot of people said that headbutt was the reason for the loss, he actually headbutted Figueiredo, and all of a sudden he got a big glass on the head, and he got that knockout punch at the end. So Figueiredo for last pick. So on my review, the first fight I got as Mark against Rafael. 2, Jack versus Calvin Gastelum. Well, I put 3. I don't know why I put that. 2, Jack versus Calvin Gastelum. 3, Figueiredo versus Joseph Benavidez. In the sleeper pick, I will pick one more sleeper pick. This is not part of the 3-pick parlay, but I will pick it separate. I think it's a sleeper. Joel Alvarez versus Joseph Duffy. Joel Alvarez got the reach, got the size. He's a brown belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's legit, 14 submissions. Joseph Duffy just came from a 1-year layoff and then went over 3 years. He lost to James Vick, and Joel Alvarez is actually taller than James Vick last time I checked, maybe. James Vick, I think, is 6'2". Joel Alvarez is actually 6'3". Even though Joel Alvarez doesn't have, like, the punching power of James Vick, I mean, his submissions game is through the roof right now. The only problem with Joel Alvarez, which, to me, he's an underdog because he didn't fight the UFC caliber fighters yet. But this is the fight to see if he's UFC ready. And to me, I think he has a good chance. If he uses range, uses length, get some leg kicks, just make sure to stay away from Joseph Duffy's counter shots and watch his wrestling. But even then, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist, brown belt. So I think Joel Alvarez will beat Joseph Duffy. That's a sleeper pick. You don't have to pick that on the 3-pick parlay, but so that's my sleeper pick: Joel Alvarez versus Joseph Duffy. And hopefully I will actually bet this time, man. Ooh, man, I could have won some money last time. So cash in those bets, and I'll see you next time. Represent for the unknowns. Oh yeah, one more thing, man. Hey, a fight to look out for? Watch out for my boy Santiago. Probably don't know about my boy, man, Santiago, man. Usman, parlay in the couch. Man, Kobe Covington. All right, man. You know, man, top out, he washed up. Guys, he just hyped Jorge. And he not just hyped. Yeah, you damn right. Such positive, man. Represent for my boy, man. 24/7, 25. You know what's up. Peace out.